All right, so we're going to do our incident response and management exercise. Here are the guidelines. Treat the exercise scenario as plausible. Of course, no training is going to fit your organization exactly, but just treat it as plausible. This exercise is held in an open, no-fault environment, what they used to call a safe space. Okay? So feel free to speak openly. No one's going to hold you accountable like that for anything, but we want to get ideas out there, so just understand that this is a no-fault environment, okay? Use your capabilities, plans, and knowledge derived from your training and experience to respond to the scenario. And decisions that are talked about in here are not precedent setting. So, what's your name, sir?
Mark.
Mark?
Yes.
If Mark has a great idea, it doesn't mean that when you go back to where you work that's how it's done. You have to make sure that you get that put down on paper and put into your operational plan, okay? So nothing in here is going to set any type of precedence or reflect on your organization's final position. And this is an opportunity to discuss multiple options, possible solutions, and suggested actions to resolve or mitigate the problem. So here's the scenario, turbid waters, a cybersecurity tabletop exercise. The goal is to test the water treatment facility's ability to maintain operations and recover from a significant cyber incident impacting both IT and OT systems, fostering a deeper understanding of cybersecurity concepts among staff. One of the main things, we want to make sure that we're able to highlight potential single points of failure. That's one of the good things about exercises. If you can find that single point of failure, that's always a good thing because you can work around that and build other systems in place to mitigate that. So the exercise participants are going to be a plant manager, we have an IT manager and a lead, /lead, OT systems engineer, operations supervisors, maintenance lead, SCADA operators, communications or public relations, finance and administration, and then legal. So here's the scenario background. The Allen Hazen Water Treatment Facility is a critical infrastructure provider responsible for delivering safe drinking water to your community. Like many modern facilities, it relies heavily on interconnected IT and OT networks to manage and monitor operations. Staff have received basic cybersecurity awareness training, but this exercise aims to solidify their understanding and response capabilities. So that's the background.
We're going to play along with the scenario that you've come into the office. It's a Monday morning. Staff are coming in, systems are online and operational. You receive an email notification, which is an IT alert notification. It's computer issues from IT staff. Dear Texville team, please be advised several users have reported receiving unusual emails in their inboxes, some appearing to come with internal departments, but containing suspicious attachments or links. Additionally, a few users are noticed that their computers are running very slowly, displaying pop-up ads despite having ad blockers enabled. Our IT department is currently experiencing a high volume of calls. If you encounter similar issues, please call the help desk and remain on hold. We appreciate your patience as we work to resolve these problems. Thank you for your understanding. So, discussion points. Discuss amongst yourselves what immediate action needs to be taken. Who needs to be notified within IT? What initial steps for IT do they need to investigate? What advice would be given to staff regarding the suspicious emails? Inject number 2, OT focus and early warning. SCADA operator reports to his manager that they experienced an intermittent but noticeable lag in the HMI, or human-machine interface response time for raw water intake pumps. Pump status indicators on the HMI briefly flicker off and on, but the physical pumps appear to be operating normally according to local sensors. Discussion points for this particular inject. Is this immediately concerning? Why or why not? Who should the SCADA operator report this information to? What steps would the OT team take to investigate this lag and flickering? And finally, is there a potential link to inject the first inject that we talked about? Could this be related to what just happened? How would you determine this information? So take these next questions, discuss with your group, and we'll come back to you. Dear team, urgent, we've identified a widespread ransomware infection spreading rapidly across our IT network. Several administrative servers and employee workstations are encrypted. Unfortunately, our automated backups for IT systems also appear to be impacted by the encryption, preventing easy restoration. Additionally, the OT team has reported increased network traffic on the control network. That is unusual. Some unexpected changes to PLC parameters and a filter backwash cycle initiated out of sequence were briefly observed before being overridden by operators. Please remain vigilant and await further instructions. Do not attempt to access potentially affected systems until we provide updates. Thank you for your cooperation. So, discussion points here on this. What is the immediate priority for both IT and OT staff? Who needs to be notified at this point? What's the strategy for isolating IT versus OT networks? What are the immediate operational implications of the OT issues? And finally, what is the plan for communicating with the staff about the ransomware?
Phase 2 inject. 1. Control system compromise. When the plant management team calls the primary SCADA vendor support lines, they are overwhelmed with similar incidents. They indicated a 72-hour delay in getting a support technician on site. Yikes. The cost for external cybersecurity incident response is significantly higher than anticipated their current demand. Your internal IT team is exhausted and lacking some of the specialized skills needed for advanced forensic analysis and OT system restoration. So the setting is the cyber attack is confirmed and escalating. The facility is experiencing significant disruptions. What is the immediate impact on the water quality and safety? What is the plan for maintaining chemical dosing and flow rates? How many personnel will be required for manual operation? What are the risks associated with manual operations during a cyber incident? And what security measures need to be considered? The next inject, data integrity and reporting. Situation report 1. The email will say, Techsville IT Director, our operational data historians and laboratory information management systems have been compromised. Historical data for the past 24 hours is either missing or appears to be falsified. We cannot reliably access past water quality readings or current trend data through our standard IT systems. Please advise we need assistance with getting our systems back online. Is our data historian data backed up off-site? Next question, discussion points. What are the regulatory implications of missing/falsified data? How will you establish current water quality parameters without reliable lab information management system? And what is the plan for reporting to regulatory bodies? Inject 3, communication breakdown and public relations. The local news station has called the plant asking about rumors of a cyber attack impacting the water supply. Next door and several neighborhood Facebook pages are also buzzing with unverified reports of water quality issues and service disruptions. The City of Techsville public website is defaced and is displaying a page with a message saying the city is under attack and that no city services are safe. And we talked about our incident response plan and the people that we need to be involved in that. You see how I can quickly expand out to needing legal, public affairs, or things like that. So keep that in mind as well. Inject 3, discussion points. Who is responsible for public communications? From a water treatment perspective, what is the initial message to the public? Who is responsible for managing social media? What information can and cannot be shared with the public? Should a boil water advisory be issued? Under what circumstances is one required? Phase 3, recovery and business continuity. Resource constraints and vendor support. In a group meeting of plant operators, the system operators announced that they have lost remote control of the chemical dosing pumps via SCADA. Operators are unable to adjust flow and chemical levels from the control room. The local HMI panels at the pumps are also unresponsive. Manual operation at the pump pads is still possible, but it requires sending personnel to each location. The setting here is the attack has been contained, but recovery is ongoing and challenging. Discussion points. What is the immediate impact on water quality and safety? What is the plan for maintaining chemical dosing and flow rates? How many personnel will be required for manual operation? And what are the risks associated with manual operation during a cyber incident? What security measures need to be considered? Backup integrity and restoration. This is phase 3, inject 2. Dear Alan Hazen, plant manager. During the restoration efforts, we discovered that some OT system backups specifically for PLCs and RTUs stored on the IT network were compromised by ransomware and are now corrupted. We do have older air gap backups from 6 months ago. However, restoring from these will result in loss of all configuration changes made since then. This will require significant manual reconfiguration and recalibration of equipment. Please let us know how you wish to proceed. Best regards, Texville IT Director. Yikes. The attack has been contained, but recovery is ongoing and challenging. Discussion points. What is the impact of losing recent OT configuration data? What is the strategy for restoring OT systems? How can the facility ensure future OT backup integrity and security? And what lessons are learned about backup strategies? Phase 3, inject 3, long-term implications and future preparedness. We've managed to stabilize operations and are beginning the long road to full recovery. However, the costs are substantial and public trust has been shaken. We also need to consider that attackers may still have a foothold or left behind back doors. What are our immediate and long-term priorities to prevent this from happening again and to rebuild trust? Alan Hazen, plant manager, Texville. All right, discussion points. What are the immediate post-incident actions? What long-term investments are needed in cybersecurity for both IT and OT? How will the facility restore public trust? What changes are needed to the incident response plan based on this event? And what are the key takeaways for each department regarding their role in cybersecurity? Exercise debrief. So does your organization have existing plans to address a similar situation? These are things that y'all need to think about. What went well during the exercise? What challenges did we face? How effectively would IT and plant operations collaborate during an incident? Do your staff understand their roles and responsibilities during an incident? What specific action items can you take away from this exercise? What single points of failure came to mind during this exercise, whether they be technical, procedural, or human? What cybersecurity concepts resonated with you during the exercise?
So we often hear there's no plan. We didn't have time to plan. We didn't need to plan. There's a lot of knowledge from everyone in this room that can either be shared during an incident response tabletop exercise, developed and documented in an incident response plan, and then promulgated throughout the organization. So I hope you can take some of the resources that we've shown, whether it be the DIR Red Book, whether it be this tabletop exercise that we'll share with you, you can bring it back to your organization and do as little or as much as you'd like. Just to give a quick overview of some of the remaining slides, we go through the Incident Response Team Red Book and show you how you can work through these templates. We also offer this as a standalone training that may be of interest in the future. And we also have a good number of exercises, both in the IT and the OT space, dealing with everything from insider threat to phishing to rogue access points and devices, things that you can take back and help improve your organization, whether you're IT, OT, operations, or a supporting resource. So when it comes down to it, I hope you can take this the cybersecurity awareness training that we developed in coordination with TCEQ. Like I said, it's 4 hours of self-paced content, and it's free to you. It's available on the website, and it's also, the link is on the flyer. So I think we've done a lot. In this class, we came out with several big objectives. We've seen what cybersecurity incidents can look like. We've hopefully demystified a little bit things like phishing and reCAPTCHA scams and shown that even when we think we're good, the threat actors are continually attempting to compromise us and our systems. We understand that there's some key security functions that we can do, some collaboration efforts we can do to bring IT and OT together with the goal of securing our information systems. and you see that there's resources available to help develop an incident response plan. Well, on behalf of myself, Jeremy Wilson, and the rest of the team, Dennis Brown and Richard, thank you so much.